let's get started then. So, race, I am a Dark Elf on this. You can use different race. I personally just use Dark Elf just because of the magic and stamina, and also the spell damage. Atronarch for the Mundus, and Bewitch. So let's go for the food. If you're a new healer, or you've just been doing PvE healing, and then you convert it to PvP healing, you have to have a different mindset when it comes to healing PvP. Your main priority is to still heal the group, and then also provide buffs for the group. But the main thing really is that you need to survive, because when you go against experienced players will always target the healer and also the most squishiest person in the group. And if you happen to be the squishy person as well, then they'll always focus on you first, and then there'll be too much pressure for your group and they won't be able to push the other group. So that's the kind of mindset that you need to have. So it's definitely different compared to PvE healing. So with that being said, go to skills. First skill, Javelin. This is your keep out move, and also it's really useful for if, for example, one of your teammates has been targeted and you need to reduce the pressure. Use this, pushes them back, and then you could focus on burst healing. Next one is Standard Ritual. So this is your purge, and also your group, and also your small heal. This is your single target heal on the dead. This is a lot better than Breath of Life, because you do get the refund of the resource when they're below 75%, and a lot of times that will be the case. Next one is Clap Heal. So this one is more of a flex spot for yourself. Ritual Rebirth, but I personally like using this one because it heals everyone for the same amount. So think of it as similar to Another Dead, except it's for everyone within 10 meters of you. And the good thing about this is it will give a bigger heal if someone's outside of your area. And it's also quite quick. So usually if someone's out of position, you're healing someone over here, and then another person's over here out of sight and isn't low. Pop this, and then that person over there that's out of your area will also get healed. Living Dark, so as part of the gameplay you need to survive for you to heal, because you are going to be targeted a lot. So Living Dark does is it slows movement speed for all attackers, and also heal you for every damage you take. So it's really useful. So it's passive healing, so you don't have to worry about yourself too much, and you can focus on healing the group. Ultimate, Temporal Guard. You're not going to really use this unless the only time really I use this is, for example, you run out of resource and you're out of position. You use that one, and then it put you back up to higher resource from 4 seconds ago. Back bar on your healing staff, energy orb, so it's really strong. When you activate it, you get burst heal, lustrous heal, regen, channeled focus, so this gives you increased resistance and also magic air recovery. And then when you're standing in the rune, you get the extra resistance. But the effect also persists when you're out of the rune. Siphon Spirit. Now I'm using this just because of the set that we are going to be using on this. Ulti, you could use different ulti for this one. You could either use Remembrance or you could use Panacea. I personally prefer Remembrance. Gear. So our gear is going to be Live Wire. As a healer, you want to make sure that you heal everyone, but also give something to the group. And what Live Wire does is for the 5th piece set. When you take damage, you overload your circuits, applying concussion. So with concussion, you basically apply minor vulnerability to the people around you, so they receive 5% extra damage to all incoming damage, so that will boost your damage for the group. But at the same time, when you're taking damage, you also get healed for each enemy hit around the area. So it does two things: it heals you and it also buffs your group. You want to just front bar this. I put powered just because you're going to be healing most of the time on your sword and shield. I got sturdy because you're going to be blocking as well when you get to target, and you got the tri-stat. Now, next set is Vitashran Restoration Staff. Now this, you can kind of change this however you want. So you could use like the masters for the extra resource for the group, or you can even do Maelstrom Resto if you're a bit selfish in that side of it. But I prefer this one just because that when you use the siphoning ability, you put tether to them for 15 meters, so it's a pretty big range, and it restores magic and stamina every 1 second for 10 seconds. And anyone between you and the target, so that's going to be quite a lot most of the case, and it's good for sustain for yourself. Or the back bar has all your big long heals. Next set is Troll King. Now you can use a different monster set. The alternative would probably be Choke Thorn. Next set is Eternal Vigor. So this is your sustain set as well as your survivability set. So it's got all the stats that you need, all the recovery above 50%, and also survivability when you fall below 50%. I got Impen tri-stat on that. So I have 2 divines and then the rest on Impen. I personally prefer Impen just because it's really good against snipes, and the live wire will help you when you're against close targets, melee targets, and Impen will be good against sniper. Jewelry wise, I've got Infuse with Triglyph recovery. Now you can go this out, it just gives you a bit more, but there's not really much difference between them. Triune for the stats, 2 triunes and 2 spell damage. You can put recovery on this or spell reduction, but I prefer just the extra bit of healing from spell damage. Triunes, you can use Infuse, but Triune is just too good. CP wise, you can put whatever CP you want, whichever you prefer. If you're in a good group, then you don't have to worry about this too much, but I like to keep it more balanced. As you can see here, 14 Warlord, Tenacity 23, Arcanist 76, Tumbling, so pretty balanced. When it comes to the blues CP, I put it all into Bless. Elfborn Elemental Expert is for the live wire. This is for your heavy attacking with your resto staff, so you get more resource. And also with the Master Arm, this goes hand in hand with the live wire. You get quite a lot of stats, as you can see here. 31k max health, 32k max magic, and 20k stamina. Allows you to break CC, and also you got good recovery. 2.2k recovery is enough. So generally how this works is you just put all your big heals in the group, regen 3 times, and then use the siphon, and then literally just a single target with the Honor of the Dead, and clap heal if the group needs a lot of healing with having a lot of incoming damage. And Living Dark is your self heal on survivability. So this build is pretty good for any patch, which is the main thing that I prefer. So this, with all the changes that they make for each set, very unlikely that they'll change either of these sets. Hope you liked the build video, and if you wanna keep updated to all the other contents, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.